I almost fell in the chair. Yeah. Welcome. Welcome to the Penguins Collective podcast. Trust me, a rant is bubbling inside me. Josh is not here tonight, as you can tell in the comments. We're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about it. I want to hear your thoughts. So while I do this, while I do my little housekeeping, please give me your comments. Whether you're on X, you're on Facebook, or you're on YouTube, put your comment. I want to know what you think of tonight's game. Absolutely. I want to know your response to what we just witnessed. Yeah. So wherever you're at, leave a comment. This episode is brought to you by Rogue Energy. So make sure you go to rogueenergy.com/Pens Collective and use promo code TPC10 for 10% off your purchase. They have a deal going until the end of the year, I believe. So make sure you take advantage of that. Go to rogueenergy.com/Pens Collective. Use promo code TPC10 for 10% off your purchase. The snow is falling. We are close to winter. Close to Christmas, excuse me. We are close to Christmas. I'm sorry. I'm trying to get through these ad reads. Bear with me. We are close to Christmas. And if you have a hockey fan in your life, thirdassist.com is the perfect place to get them a gift. They have a bunch of sweaters, hockey gloves, hockey sticks, composite, wood, leather hockey gloves, foot warmers. You have hockey stick watches. You name it, they got it. Go to thirdassist.com and make sure you use promo code TPC15 for 15% off your entire order. We're going to get into it, ladies and gentlemen. Trust me. Welcome to the Penguins Collective podcast.
It's Crosby. Crosby on Kunitz and shots. Penguins win it! Sees part for Crosby to the goal. He scores!
Buckle up, baby. Are you kidding me?
In on Fane, the shot. He scores! Here's Crosby with a burst of speed up the middle. Gets all back. Scores!
We're a collective.
And Kyoto is beating Minamaki's brains in. What a show!
I'll put your comments up. Hey, what the frick was that hockey game? You're up 5-1 with 10 minutes left to go in this hockey game. That's the performance you put out. 5-1. 10 minutes left. Sure, you get 5-2. You play hard. They're playing hard. I get it. They're trying to kind of get something going. 5-3. Okay. You should be a little concerned here. 5-4. Time to close it down. Do not let the puck even touch them. They pull the empty net. We hit the post. They get the tying goal. Pens lose in a horrible game. And it sucks because the Pittsburgh Penguins owned this game. It was a phenomenal hockey game by the Pittsburgh Penguins. And I'm trying to understand a little bit more about what happened, what we witnessed. The Pittsburgh Penguins played well. And I see in the comments, thanks for the intro. Thank you. I appreciate it. She loves. Ain't it? This was slow and broke. Dude, you cannot blame Shelovs right now. I don't even think this is his fault. I think he played a pretty good game. I honestly do. I don't think you could blame Shelovs in this. You know, you can blame is the defense. Their second goal. I'm going to be sick. I get it. Welcome to the live stream. Sea salts. What was the second goal? Which was Shelov's making this phenomenal save. Back-to-back, desperate saves. And they still bury it. I think that was the 5-2 goal, actually. And there's just no defense. There was 3 Penguins. And you couldn't stop it. And ever since then, it was just downhill from there. Downhill from there. It's just, you hear the Discord going? Do you hear the Discord going? Angry Boot, Kara, Zach, all in the Discord right now. They're lighting it up. So this is the perfect opportunity to say, if you want to join our live chat during every single Penguins game, make sure you join our Discord. The link is in the bio. And you could join us. We can talk during the game. And you hear it going off right now. Absolutely crazy. Shelovs ain't it. I don't think that's the case. He made some phenomenal saves to keep us in this game. It came down to the defense. It came down. And everyone's laughing and everyone's kind of judging Sid on the final overtime goal. Listen, it was a good move. It beat Sid. But it wasn't like a phenomenal move. More importantly, it wasn't Sid's responsibility. This is the defense. Look how Letang switched up. He was playing man, and then he played the pass. And then he went back, and then when he went back, it was a goal. Pretty bad. Random Edits 2 on Twitter, on YouTube, says, this team is not worth the 3 hours of life to watch them. Continuous overtime losses, and now this. Hopefully Sid asks for a trade to a playoff team. Wow, that is a little harsh there, Random. But I get it. I completely get it. I get the frustration. I'm mad too. I'm still a little lost for words right now. Because how does this happen? How does this happen? The Discord is blowing up. I might have to mute the Discord. That may have to I might have to mute you. Sorry, Discord. How do I mute you guys? Anyway, listen, I'm still trying to find the words. This game was just downright atrocious. Downright atrocious. The last 10 minutes was one of the worst Smash Cars 19 bag skate for Dan Muse. Listen. I think Dan Muse is in trouble, dude. Dan Muse, that was not a good thing of coaching. I'm just saying. This is your responsibility. 5-1, 10 minutes left to go, and you can't get your guys to get the puck out of the offensive zone. This is just absolutely atrocious. I think Dan Muse is to blame. I don't want to see Shelovs getting the blame for this. I want to see all the defensemen. This is a terrible loss. Terrible loss. Shane on YouTube says, what is 2 of the last 3 with the same ending? What do you mean? I'm so sorry. My brain may not be functioning. Chicken a la King says this team can't hit the road fast enough. And the worst part is we have to turn the page, dude. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, we have to play tomorrow. Here. At home. Against Utah. And it like, I guess it's Murashov, right? Like, we don't even know where Blomqvist is. No one knows where Blomqvist is. He's not playing in Wilkes-Barre. No one is saying anything. Murashov got caught up for emergency here. So it looks like Murashov in net tomorrow. Obviously Skinner, right? We talked about the trade live yesterday. Skinner. Kulak, defenseman. They're coming in. I predicted that Skinner would play tomorrow, but that was all hoping that he would get here today. Doubt he's getting here today. So he's probably getting here tomorrow during the game. NES. Oilers. Penguins, Elks. Call a timeout after goal 2 or 100%. You know, not only that, you had an empty net. You hit the post. You lost that. Blom is starting tonight for Wilkes-Barre. Okay. Here's the thing. I don't think the Penguins know what... I'm going to go on a rant. The Pittsburgh Penguins have no idea what to do. I don't think the Penguins know what to do. You made this trade for Skinner, right? Which was long overdue. It was more about getting Jari out than getting Skinner in. I think we all can agree on that. It was about getting Jari out of Pittsburgh rather than bringing Skinner in. But this team has no idea what it's doing. This team has absolutely no sense of what they're doing. And I'm talking from management to coaching. You call up Murashov on a emergency basis when Blomqvist wasn't even really starting. Why didn't you call him up? Why Murashov? Right? I just don't understand that. That's such a minute point. That's such something that's not really like matter. But even that makes me scratch my head. It made me scratch my head. Why bring up Murashov? You let him dominate. It anyway, and that's over with, right? That whatever. Who cares about the goaltending? You make this trade, and then the Penguins start this game phenomenally. They start this game phenomenally. They have puck management. They are getting into the zone. The special teams were phenomenal by the Penguins tonight. Phenomenal. They were moving the puck well. The pucks were getting in. Crosby got a goal. They in our Discord we noticed that Crosby now took Mantha's spot, which was originally Crosby's spot in the power play. And look, they scored. And we're playing better in the first period, the second period. And I'm not going to take anything away from the Sharks. They were fast. They were young. They were determined. They were entering in the zone, and they were buzzing. And the Penguins kept up with that, which is good. That's a good thing. So for the first two periods, the Pittsburgh Penguins dominated play. For the first two periods, the Penguins were scoring. For the first two periods, they knew what they were doing. But I have been saying this. I have been preaching this. I have been putting it out there in the universe. You need to play 60 minutes. And it's not about trying to outplay them for 60 minutes. It's about playing good hockey for 60 minutes. There are going to be teams that challenge us. There are going to be teams that put pressure on us. And that's expected. It's the National Hockey League. If teams weren't going to put pressure on us, then they shouldn't be in the National Hockey League. There are just way too much talent. There's too much talent. There is too much on this team that you just crap the bed for the last 20 minutes. The last 10 minutes, excuse me. You were up 5-1. And everyone should be held accountable with. That is every single person's. That is everyone's responsibility. Sidney Crosby. Not Evgeny Malkin, he hasn't played. But I see Andrew's comment on Twitter. I'll be honest, Gino and Lizzo being healthy, we dominate this game. I don't think so. Because I'll respond in honesty. We dominated this game, Andrew. It was 5-1 with 10 minutes left. We dominated this game. By the definition of domination, we had this game in the bag. And when they got 5-2, you know what I honestly thought? Yeah, who cares? Let them have it. That's what I thought. Let them have it. Who cares? We're going to win this game. Then they got 5-3, and then I started getting a little worried. I even made a joke with a fellow podcast saying, oh, yeah, we're probably going to blow this lead. Then it's 5-4. 5-5. Losing overtime. What's up, Maximus? Probably. I don't have that stats on me right now. But I just don't get how you lose this game as professional hockey players. And if I'm Kyle Dubas, I am taking calls on everybody. Obviously not Sid, obviously not Gino, but everyone else. I'm taking Ricard Raquel. Welcome back. Get ready to pack your bags, buddy. I don't know what to tell you. This team cannot play. This team cannot play in the third period. We have seen it time and time again. The Penguins cannot win in the third period. These guys who get paid millions of dollars, they get dressed. They come to the hockey arena and play 40 minutes thinking it's going to be enough. There's no way. There is no way that the Pittsburgh Penguins can call themselves a real hockey team. You dominate the first two periods. You can't hold a lead of 4 goals for the last 10 minutes. This is an absolute disaster. And if you want to call yourself a hockey player, you play the freaking game for the last 10 minutes. And of course, we all know who we're talking about. Chris Letang is utterly useless. It's getting down to be embarrassing. It's getting listen, I usually joke when I'm like, "Oh, I was right. I am sick and tired of people kind of laughing it off when I talk about how bad Chris Letang is. Chris Letang is the worst hockey player I have ever seen as of right now. The last 2 seasons, he has been utterly useless, and I'm sick and tired of nostalgia paying his paycheck. Get him out. Put him on waivers. I don't know. Put his locker room in a freaking truck and ship it off to Montreal for literally future considerations. I do not care. Letang has been useless. And I don't care if he's part of the big 3. Get him out. I'm sick and tired of losing. I want to win. I want to be a part of a franchise that wins Stanley Cups, that wins playoffs, that even freaking goes to the playoffs. Chris Letang is an utter cancer to this hockey team. I'm sick and tired of dancing around it. I am sick and tired of acting like, oh, maybe his game will turn around. He is tired. Look at him. Why are we putting him out there? And I'll tell you why he's going out there. When he continuously sucks, he continuously cannot play. It's because of Dan Muse without a spine. Dan Muse is putting out hockey players that are too tired, that are trying to make too much of an effort, that turns the puck over, that gets it going the other way, and then we all like, how did that happen? Dan Muse needs to start being a better coach. Dan Muse needs to start figuring out how to put a better hockey team on the ice at certain situations. It is called situational hockey, situational awareness. Muse may be great at figuring out how to develop young hockey players, but man, does he not know how to play freaking National Hockey League hockey when there's 10 minutes left and you have a 5-1 lead against a young team that shouldn't even be in this game. You had the game in the bag. You won the game. It was 10 minutes left to go in the game. You were up 5-1. I am sick and tired of watching this hockey team go out on that ice and blow a lead. I have been saying it every podcast. They need to play 60 minutes. They need to go out on the ice and do what they get paid for. It is an utter shame and a crime against humanity that these guys get paid millions of dollars and they can't even play a full 60 minutes what they get paid for. And then we're supposed to go, at least we got a point. We need to start playing with a little spine. I need to start. You know what? At first, when Mantha, I think it was Mantha, laid out Will Smith, all right? And then everyone kind of attacked. You need to be doing that every second. Don't let them walk over you. This is Pittsburgh Penguins hockey. This is Steel City hockey. You come across that blue line, you better pray that our elbows aren't high, that you're not going into the 4th row, that you can't get the puck to your guy. It's all by yourself, and you're going into the boards. We need to start showing that we are a hockey team, that we are guys that are not allowing anyone to step in our zone. We are sick and tired of watching this hockey team, this pansy hockey team, try to go out and win basically on skill. This is not going to be a freaking all-star show every game. I get it. Sid is old. I get it. Malkin is old. I get it. Letang, Carlson, they're older. But guess what? We're loving the young guys line. We have freaking Kindle and McGroarty lighting the lamp. We have them going out and playing so well. Give it 2 years. They're not going to want to play here. They're not going to want to play in Pittsburgh. For what? No cup? No recognition in the league? Not a good paycheck? They're not going to want to be here. People are going to look at Pittsburgh and say, I don't want to play for that team. There's no dog in them. There's no nothing that's going to push them over the edge. What kind of team is this? What kind of hockey team? Loses 5-1. Loses that 5-1 lead. Now, Letang's not the only one to put on the blame. There needs to have this killer mentality that when they come out on the ice, they need to play until the final whistle. No more of this, oh, well, we have the lead. They take the foot off the gas. We saw it in the second period. This team is losing its way. This hockey team is losing its way. Now, listen, we keep losing like this, we're going to sell at the deadline, and then everything is going to go downhill from there. But there is a chance we can redeem this. We have to go out and get guys who are willing to play for black and gold. We have to go out and get players that are willing to sacrifice themselves on the blue line. We have to go out and get guys who are willing to go into the corners, willing to get the puck to the blue line, willing to stand in front of the net with the back check going to the back of their head, all to get that lamp red. That is what we need to go get. I'm not asking for a McDavid. I'm not asking for a Quinn Hughes. I am asking for guys who are willing to do the dirty work to get the job done. And we have no players like that. Besides Lizotte, besides Achari, besides the young guns. Guess who that leaves? The guys who are milking the contracts that they signed 8 years ago. Rust, your time is done. Raquel, you need to start producing. Mantha, Brageau, you were scoring. Now you're not. Dewar, got to play better. We are no longer being, they were trying it, no. Either you play or you don't play. It's black and white. Either you come prepared or you're not. You either defend the goaltender or you don't. A real good tell is when Mantha got jumped by 2 Sharks. Did you see any Penguin rushing over? No. We need to start figuring out what is our identity moving forward. If we cannot be a good hockey team, this is absolutely ridiculous. I know Raquel just got back from injury. I'm not putting it on Raquel. I'm just saying the guys, the helpers, the guys, secondary guys, need to come in and they need to produce and they need to start playing better. I know Raquel. Raquel is just lumped in with all those guys. But honestly, if I'm Rust, I'm scared. Honestly, if I'm anyone else, Ryan Graves, he'd had a good play, but he also looked bad today. It's just not going to be good enough. When are we going to figure out that being good isn't good enough? Let's get into the comments. Trouble is, all right, Shane on YouTube. Trouble is, this has gone long enough that every team coming in will never give up, no matter how big a lead. You're right. Teams are going to absolutely crush us in the third. Now, here's the thing. We're going to overcompensate. Here's my prediction for the Pittsburgh Penguins. We're going to overcompensate tomorrow. Okay? We are going to be down by the end of the first because we have not shown up to play in the first. Okay? Because the Pittsburgh Penguins are incapable of playing 60 minutes. This is what's going to happen. The first period, we're going to get lit up. Okay? Maybe like 2-1, 2-0, 1-0, whatever. I don't care. And then we're going to play hockey starting the second. And we're going to close out the game good. But we could not play 60 minutes. We're not going to. And if I'm wrong, come in and yell at me. But I think that's what's going to happen. Andrew on Twitter says, do you think Kulak moves the needle for this defense? Absolutely not. It didn't matter if they brought in, I don't know, Makar. This is not going to help the Pittsburgh Penguins. This is more of an identity issue than a skill issue. Our identity is absolute trash, and we need to be better. Our skill is there. We have skill. It's just not good enough. It's an identity issue. That is the problem with the Pittsburgh Penguins. And I don't care. You can argue against the wall. It is an identity issue. This team has no idea what they're playing for. This team has no idea the unified cause that we're going and trying to attempt. You know why? Because Kyle Dubas hasn't told them. Because Muse hasn't told them. They're not effectively communicating the vision for this hockey team. All they are doing is just saying, let's go out there and give it a best effort. And guess what? That may work for a freaking beer league hockey team or an AHL hockey team, but it's not going to work for the National Hockey League. It's an identity issue, not a skill issue. That is 100% the case. We have skill. It's not enough. Nolan Schmidt on YouTube saying, Eric Carlson Letang being out there on a 6-on-5 has been a big problem. Agreed. Absolutely terrible. Smash Cars 19. Get Dan Muse's bald head out of here. I agree. I'm getting mad. I'm getting real mad. IR3K says the biggest problem here. The biggest problem is they're not clutch, not enough killer instinct. Ben Kindle looked like he really wanted, but the vets look cooked. And I'm sorry, but Shelov's record and numbers are terrible. I agree, but it also doesn't help that the defense in front of them are downright terrible. Letang needs to retire. Letang needs to, 100%. I agree with all this. I just... Armand says the Dubas and Muse vision is McKenna. Honestly, I don't think so because Horkoff looks really good. Horkoff is the best in NCAA. We have him. That's our guy. That's going to be our guy going in next year. I don't think it's about the McKenna race anymore. I think it's just about figuring out what kind of hockey team we want to be. Figuring out what kind of team this is. Because guess what? We're not going to make the playoffs by barely getting a point. Because look, I'll tell you, this team is going to be mentally and emotionally exhausted tomorrow. We are tired. Now they have to talk to the stupid Pittsburgh media. And, why do you think you guys couldn't get the job done? Oh, I don't know. It's a really good team. And they have to do that song and dance all night, okay? Then they have to go home, show up tomorrow because they better have a freaking practice in between. And then they have to do it again tomorrow. 24 hours. They have to come back and play the same stupid game that they were doing, and they have to win. If they don't win, there's going to be a lot of questions being raised in Pittsburgh. Did we trade Jari for him or for us? And it's starting to look like it's for him. It looks like the Pittsburgh Penguins saved Jari from embarrassment. And you know what? He is laughing right now. I saw a comment earlier in the podcast. Jari's laughing right now. You're right. He is. He is laughing because he looked at that and goes, man, thank God I'm out of there. Thank God that team sucks. And who knows? Maybe Stuart Skinner is the answer. Maybe Kulak is the answer. I don't know. Matt Dumba got sent down in waivers today. And speaking of all these moves, that what I was trying to get at earlier. You send Brunick. You're worried about Brunick. This whole organization is so worried about freaking Harrison Brunick and the right development he's getting. But let's just be honest. He wasn't good. He wasn't good. And I'm not saying he's not a good hockey player. I'm just saying he wasn't good. He's still young. Send him back to juniors. Let him develop. Come back. Instead, we had to do this loophole crap just to keep him on the roster so that way we could send him to Canada and where he could try to play for gold in the World Juniors. Who gives a rip? I want to win. I want to win. I want to give Sidney Crosby the last best years of his life. I want to get guys in the locker room who could put the puck in the net, who could stop the puck, who could actually move the puck in the offensive zone. I want guys who could play the blue line. But guess what? Kyle Dubas doesn't know what he's doing. And I praised him literally 24 hours ago. I praised him. And now I'm thinking, you know what? Maybe you just don't know what you're doing. Maybe it's just like a blind squirrel finds a nut at least once in his life. You know what I'm saying? Maybe that's Kyle Dubas. I didn't realize Crosby was dying. It feels like it because guess what? I'm dying. I'm dying on the inside. Holy frick. I mean, he might as well be. We're not doing him any favors. He's literally carrying us on his back. And yeah, would Malkin somewhat help this team? Maybe. But like, he also is a very big, now, a lot of you are going to attack me for this one. He also turns the puck over a lot. Okay? And if he could, Evgeny Malkin is the hockey player that scores 2 goals in regulation, but then turns the puck over in overtime and they score and win. So it's kind of like a double-edged sword. It's kind of like, yeah, he's great, but on the other hand, he also turns the puck over like crazy, similar to Letang. And before you say, oh, they're nothing alike, Letang is, he is a top point getter for the Pittsburgh Penguins. Doesn't mean he's just as useless. Like, I mean, he's utterly useless. But he gets points on the board. Malkin is a good hockey player, but he also turns the puck over. This team has an identity crisis that needs to be solved, and it needs to be solved fast. It's December 13th, and we cannot win a game in regulation. That is terrible. They should be ashamed of themselves. They should be so distraught. But Dan Muse is going to go up there looking like an idiot and going, at least we got a point. Oh, we got to turn the page because we're playing a game tomorrow and blah, 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 blah. That's what we're going to hear. Everyone's going to say it's a real disappointing loss and blah, blah, blah. And at least we got a point. We got to turn the page over. We're gonna see that all today. Eric Carlson's gonna be like, yeah, it's real frustrating we didn't get the win, but we got a point, and we got to turn the page because we got to focus on Utah. That's what people are gonna say. Dan Muse is gonna say. Or Dan Muse is going to say, yeah, it's really frustrating we couldn't win. Yeah, it's frustrating, Dan. Do something better. Do something better. Maybe take Rust off the first line. Wild idea. Maybe throw up Kindle. Maybe throw up Rucker. Why not that? Come up with better ideas. Come up with better ideas that aren't just throwing the same guys over and over again. It's just utter nonsense. I think the Pittsburgh Penguins need to look at this and take a hard look in the mirror. The Pittsburgh Penguins are utter trash. And you know what? If I was a hockey player, I would say the same thing. Here's the thing we didn't like about Nedeljkovic, and I mean we as the organization. Not that I'm lumping myself in there, but I'm just talking about as the Pittsburgh Penguins. They didn't like Nedeljkovic because he was outspoken. He said what we were all thinking. We lost. There was no defense. I'm sick and tired of the attitude. Right? He said all that stuff, and he got shipped out for nothing. No one's going to say diddly squat. No one's going to say diddly squat tonight. They're all going to say, man, it should have been... actually, you know what? I don't have the depends win. I didn't have did depends win in the chat. I'm trying. Here's EK65. Ready? It's obviously something we're going to have to figure out if we're going to be fighting for a playoff spot this year. How about you guys just finish a game? $12 minutes and 29 seconds was the last time that we, in the third, that we had a lead of 5-1. Let's see what Catholic is saying. Surprised we didn't sub out Mershov. Yeah. At least mentally for Shilovs, it wasn't, even though it wasn't on him. That's the only thing you could take away if you're Shilovs. This wasn't on me. You know, that first goal they scored was a rough goal. I mean, it was from the blue line. There was no screen. He just wasn't paying attention. That's one you want back if you're Shilovs. But other than that, I think he played really well. I mean, I don't think he was atrocious. I think he played a good hockey game. Unfortunately, he has he literally has I don't know what you want to call it. Idiots in front of him, I guess. So I don't know. It's not on Shilos. What's to figure out? You dominate a game for 2 periods and forget to come out the locker room in third. Rinse and repeat. I agree. Shane, I mean, that's 100% what's going on with Pittsburgh. They don't know what to do in the third period. They don't know what to do. It's almost like they think, well, if we do really good in the first 2, we don't have to worry about it. Here's the problem. We scored with we lost the hockey game with a second left to go against Tuesday. In overtime, right? They scored with, a second left to go. A tenth of a second. A tenth of a second Tuesday. Lost in overtime in the shootout. Then, tonight, you don't show up for the third period, and you get utterly destroyed against a young hockey team that isn't any good. They have talent, but they're not a great hockey team. I don't know. If I'm Dan Muse, I'm yelling at every single hockey player. If I'm Dan Muse, I'm yelling, I'm swearing, I'm throwing things. I am utterly angry. You know, I am. I don't know what else to do. I don't know what else to do. You're professionals. Act like it. You're professionals. You get paid to do this. Start playing it. Start playing better. I mean, it's that simple. It's not overcomplicated. You want to go out there, play better. If the puck hits your stick, get it out. Get it out. I don't care if it's an icing. Get it out. Get it out. What are you doing? Penguins have an identity crisis. That's what they need to figure out. This team needs Herb Brooks. I agree. They need to be skating. They need to understand what this game is. I'm genuinely frustrated. Like, a lot of it, like me yelling, right, the rant, yeah. But I'm genuinely frustrated with the Pittsburgh Penguins right now. I hope to God they sell this hockey team. I hope to God that this cancerous grip that Fenway Sports Group has them in, I want it gone. I want it gone. Because they don't care. It's a money bank for them. I will say this. I will keep my thoughts about Kyle Dubas relatively short until the trade deadline. I will say this. If Kyle Dubas trades away Sidney Crosby, I will never forgive him. Yeah, I'll never trust anything that man says, whether it's in Pittsburgh or anywhere else. And if I'm Fenway Sports Group and the guy I hired, this idiot who trades away Sidney Crosby, I would fire him immediately. It's an oddly quiet post game because there's no words they could say. Honestly, if I'm PR for the Pittsburgh Penguins, I would tell them not to say anything. I would tell them not to say dilly squat. There's nothing they could say that would, like, there's no point in having media back there. 100%. Or maybe he's freaking out on them in the locker room and media can't come in yet. I don't know. All I know is this is terrible. It's been an hour. The Penguins suck. I don't know what you want me to say. I'm getting nervous about the future. Dubas will only trade Crosby if Crosby requests a trade. Yeah. Sure. All I'm saying is I'm frustrated. Josh, you missed a good one. Anyway, that'll do it for this one. We got a game tomorrow. 3 o'clock against the Utah Mammoth. Hopefully the Penguins could turn it around. Who's in net? Probably Murashov. Most likely Murashov. Should it be? No. It should be Blomqvist. But what do I know? I'm just a fat guy in a chair. Guys, thank you so much for watching this episode. Thank you so much for sticking around, venting your feelings. I appreciate it. Thank you for listening to me rant. You can follow us on all major social media platforms at Pens Collective. You can join our Discord, and also make sure you follow us on YouTube. Josh and I put out videos every single. Oh wow, Oh, wow, wow. As I said that, I just realized we never uploaded our what if episode. Maybe I'll upload it today. As I was talking, oh, this is embarrassing. I realized, I was like, didn't we record an episode? Didn't we put one out on Friday? Nope. I didn't. I am an idiot. I forgot to upload the what if episode. I will upload that today, Josh. Whoops, my bad. So we have an episode out on YouTube today, the what if series. We are continuing that on Fridays. Then we have an episode come out on Tuesdays. Make sure you follow us. Make sure you stay up to date. Like I said, you could join our Discord. All links are in the bio. Guys, thank you so much for watching this episode. Thank you for watching me rant. I'm frustrated. Hopefully the Penguins can turn it around tomorrow. We'll see. We'll see how that goes. We'll see you in the next one. As always, let's go Pens.
Penguins!